Okay, hello. It's another beautiful day. Wherever you are in the world, there's beauty within you and beauty around you. So I wanted to pull one card. I was feeling called to pull just one today. We have a big, powerful event coming up tomorrow, and I know many of you are already feeling it because it was initiated, this process was initiated on the new moon. So we're actually in a cycle within a cycle right now. So tomorrow I'm going to do a very powerful reading, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a collective activation, so make sure you stay tuned if that's something you're interested in. If you miss it, it will be up on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to access it whenever the time is right for you. I'm really excited for all of your plans tomorrow, for this moon, for all of your intentions, for all of the realizations and reflections. And it's really important that we share and unify as much as possible in these times. So with that said, what card wants to be revealed today? What is the card of the day? Who wants to give us a message from the deck? Feel free to send your love to the deck, to the faces within the one, honoring each of them as they each have a right place and a right order. What is the one that wants to speak today? Okay. I knew this card was going to come up. I woke up with the image of this card in my mind's eye. So it's the Four of Swords, and perfect because we are at the time of the full moon, right? And I call the full moon readings that I do integration activations because they are the culmination of all of our lessons, all of our efforts to achieving whatever our new moon intentions were. It's the end of a cycle right before we begin all over again, because with every end comes a new beginning, right? So this is a main card as far as that process goes, because this is the card of rest and integration. So I couldn't think of a more perfect card to pull for the integration activation. This is the card of integration. Okay, it's Four of Swords. Swords is the suit of air in the mind. So it's telling us that it involves the root of our reality, which is the mind, our mental activity. What are we needing to do right now to best move through this time and this eclipse and everything we've just been through? Rest. It's time to rest. So it appears like he's dead, and some people see this card and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? It's actually a really positive thing when you consider that there's no such thing as really death. There's not really such a thing as an ending, because there's always a beginning that follows, right? Which is very representative of this full moon, and then, we begin again. So he's not dead, he's resting, and he's dying to perhaps an old self, to old thoughts, old programs, in order to fully move forward with the most power and the most clarity and the most readiness to embody the new that it's on its way with the new cycle. We need to fully accept the past one. If we do not fully accept the past, then we cannot move forward with the most efficiency and the most grace possible. A crisis may follow if we don't, what it looks like if we don't process the past is crisis, having to keep going back until we close up certain things, until we tie loose ends. So rather than going through all that over and over, let's just remember this special message that the integration card brings us, the Four of Swords, that it is very important to stop, to pause in between the ending and the new beginning, to allow everything from the last cycle to sink in. When we do this, it is very representative of, like you hear people saying that they had near-death experiences or they died and came back. And we hear about this thing where your life flashes before your eyes, right before you die. Well, we can constantly access that process over and over in each moment. There's a death and rebirth available to us in each moment. And so when remembering this concept of allowing our life to flash before my eyes, your eyes, we can actually mimic that process here now while we're very much alive. And it doesn't need to be a rush because time is an illusion. And we have certain power over this thing called time. And so what we have the ability to do is to stretch that time and to lengthen that reflective experience so it doesn't just flash before our eyes, but so that we sit with it with fullest presence so we can guide ourselves through it. And in that rest and sitting with it and allowing these experiences to replay in our mind's eye, we can more deeply process them. We can begin to understand them from new angles because typically you'll want to do this alone. You'll want to get rest in solitude. Okay, he's alone. No one goes with you into this space. No one can go with you into this space. And so creating that space allows you to detach from all the details of the situation, to be able to process it with the most understanding, with the most compassion, with the least amount of emotional charge. So we're sitting there and we process our last cycle and we begin to deeply accept it. All of the people that were involved, all of the situations that unfolded, we begin to make peace with them through understanding. Because if we don't understand something, we can't fully let it go. There's going to be some subconscious part of the self that wants to hold on. Even if you're like, whatever, I don't need to know the details. Move ahead, move ahead. No, you can't lie to yourself. So resting and integrating is a super important part of being able to close up the cycle with the fullest understanding, therefore the most surrender, to fully, fully, fully let go and make space for the new that is on its way. So I love this integration card at this time of the integration activation. Let's just chill. Let's just relax. Let's allow everything that's unfolded so far to sink in. No, it's not over. Yes, there is another eclipse on the way. And there will always be another this or that on the way because we're onward and upward from here. We're ascending, and we have been from the beginning of time. We're moving forward, and that is that. That's the ultimate thing. That's why we're here. So you can expect this great wheel of life, the lesson of this great wheel, to appear over and over again. So we can treat every ending with excitement for the new beginning that's to come right after it. But also in being fully present with each part of the cycle, knowing that we cannot access that new beginning unless we fully embrace this ending here now. So each part so sacred, each part so connected, and only when we're fully present with each part of it can we move on to the next part with the most potential for fulfillment of soul, of mind, of heart. If you want to continue on this path, and I know you do, everybody watching this right now, you're all healers. If you're really wanting to make the most of this path, if you're wanting to walk it with the most efficiency for the highest good of the one, then it is of ultimate importance that we sit with the death just as much as we sit with the rebirth. They are one and the same. We must meet each part of it with equal excitement, with equal passion and understanding of its importance. Because if we don't have that understanding, then we can't have that passion. The passion and the drive and the motivation all comes from understanding that purpose. Why are we even doing this? Why is this even a part of the cycle? And then when we know, we say, okay, mission accepted. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. What are you integrating this cycle? What have you gone through so far? Allow that to sink in so that you can fully surrender, relax, and be open in a healthy way for the new that's coming right now, for the next eclipse. We can't just keep piling things on. We need to process them as we go. There are endings and beginnings within the greater ending and new beginning. Cycles within cycles, you guys. So if anybody's wanting an activation, I have some openings today and tomorrow, which is perfect timing for this full moon eclipse. I'm so excited. But we can also do it any day, anytime you want a reading or an activation. Please feel free to reach out. And I really look forward to the reading tomorrow. So stay tuned. That's going to be a really powerful one, you guys. And if you're, doing other activities, rituals, ceremonies, just know that it will be up on the YouTube channel. This is a reading you're not going to want to miss. Tomorrow's reading is going to be very, very special, and I foresee a lot of people tuning, waiting. Whoop, I disconnected for a moment. A lot of people are waiting for the signs. I mean, they're everywhere, so you've been seeing them, but tomorrow the reading should be very revealing, and I'm excited. But for the following eclipse after that, There, that's kind of a mystery to me. I haven't dived into that yet because I'm just very much sitting with everything we've been going through. Like I said, there's so much, right? So I think a lot of you can relate. It's like before we could even fathom another cosmic gateway opening up, we got to really just enter this one and focus on that. And perfect, because that would be way too much to project ourselves ahead like that. It's very unnecessary to do. And like I said, there will always be another portal opening up. So how ready can you be? And how do we get to that readiness? Just be here. Just be present and just breathe. And you'll know exactly what to do. All these cards, all these faces are within you, all these lessons. And the universe is speaking to you through everything and everyone all around you. If you just tune in, you'll know exactly where you're at. Look to the moon. The moon is a great example because, you know, we don't need to be moon worshipers. We don't. I mean, you're welcome to, whatever you want to do. But the moon, to me, is just another reflection of a greater theme that's unfolding. And it's a very clear marker to see where we are at any given point within the greater cycle of life. Because the moon, it's a big, round, you know, it's a big globe, like the circle of life. Okay, so the shape is very sacred. And the play of light and dark, the shadow and the illumination is reflective of our grand process, our grand cycle again. And it's above us, so we're all under the same moon and we're all looking at that same moon, and it's a great unifying marker along the way on the path. So look to the moon. If we're halfway through, you'll know that there's more to be revealed. If we're at the end, you know we're coming to a point where we're going to need to integrate some information and step into that new vibration as we go to the new cycle, as we work toward the next new moon. So just look to nature for signs, you guys. And if you ever feel stuck or like you're struggling or you're confused, just reach out and I'm happy to do an activation for you. I offer them at 3 times every month, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And they're very powerful. Again, we can do a reading or activation at any time, but those are the key times to do it. And I'm here for you any moment, okay? Any moment throughout the great life cycle. I'm just happy to be here doing this work with you guys, this work that is really play and so blissful and pleasurable and such an honor to be here doing this. I mean, really, we're at a pivotal time right now. Everything is really shifting inside of us and all around us, and we're going to start to see our physical world changing very much. So I'm just so thrilled to be in Sedona, Arizona for these changes. I have felt them coming for years, and that's why I came out here years ago with the one-way ticket. I said, geez, this is a special place. And it's only going to be better and better. And the time is now for some big things to happen. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have a bunch of new videos up on my YouTube channel, so check those out if you haven't yet. I have a video about myself and the activations that I do if you're interested in hearing more about those, because I did mention them in this live video. And I just have been loving my private one-on-one sessions. It's so transformative. Thank you guys. Whoever has received a reading from me, I would love your feedback. I have a review section on my Rebecca Magic Channeling page. Please feel free to share a word. It's just, for me, the reflections are so powerful. I'm so grateful to be let into your lives because this is how I learn. And this is how we all learn, through reflection, especially right now at this time where we're really learning everything through relationship. We're really learning how to see ourselves in the other. This is it. This is the work that we're doing right now. To love another person is to see the face of God. Our greatest work is done in relationship. So I thank you for doing this with me, because I am not as powerful on my own. Together, we are such a force. All right, you guys have an awesome Thursday. And I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'll see you then. Blessings.